Hey, what's up? What's up? Day 7 of my Thrive 2025 challenge. Thank you so much, Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi, for really igniting me to really start this journey. It's only been 7 days, so I'm not going to front, but I'm really pleased that I've been able to start this. You know, little doubts sometimes. It's like you need somebody to be on your side to be able to spur you on and push you on. So I'm really pleased with it that I've been able to do so, especially as I was recovering, as I said to you, from grief and different challenges. So day 7, I wish and I hope I'm going to be able to take this to 30 days. So let's do this. Today I want to talk about that type of support that we need. But as you know, nature is my teacher. Inspiration by Nature. Welcome to this series. So today I want to talk about this, right? It's not just about a tree. It's about a support system to the tree we're giving life. If you notice here, that was also part of the stake that was holding this until it was reduced to this level. So in agriculture, staking refers to like providing vertical support for plants, especially larger plants, interestingly, because smaller plants don't need that. But those that are going to grow to be larger usually would have this sort of support to promote an upright growth for healthy development. Interesting, they say there's so many reasons. It helps with circulation, it is prevention, it helps with so many different stuff, which is really good, like even weeding around it and so on and so forth. But to the layman, what that typically means is that we're trying to make sure that this tree grows in a certain direction, usually straight, because that's better for the tree to be able to produce better and give better fruits, etc. And also for light exposure. If the tree is bended over, you can tell that it's not going to work. Now I'm going to show you a difference as well about how long do you need to have that support mechanism and how can we relate as humans. And this had a support mechanism all the way to here, and at some point that was cut down as the tree was growing. So it's the same. We do need support in everything that we do. And then funny enough, when we're growing up, we know that we have all of that support, right? But as we grow, that somehow we become so intelligent, right? And independent. That whole facet of life where people really want to say, I'm an independent, strong person or woman or man, etc. Is it really so that we have to be? Like I always say, we need to be resilient rather than strong. Because these trees, and I'll show you another tree here, is having the same type of support. But look at what is happening. Can you check this? Can you see this? Right? This tree is having the same type of support, but it's falling over. Is it because this tree is not strong? Or is it the timing, the type of support that is being given and having to monitor it and so on and so forth? Okay, I'm not an agriculture dude, so I'm not going to go into that so much. But what that basically tells us that, look, we have the capability, the ability, sometimes naturally even, to grow to become like this very strong tree. But we are different type of trees, and we're going to grow quite differently. Some are going to grow in this beautiful rounded shape with all the branches and so on and so forth. And for us, it's about identifying the type of support we need. And especially those who are providing the support should also remember that there is a time limit around support. Usually for trees, it could be up to 18 months to like 3 years, but the type of support and being able to gradually release that support and give people the ability to and be independent as well. So that's something really that I wanted to share, that there is no shame in trying to get that support because it's part of a growth process. Even nature, at its most independence and strength, would still need that support. But if the wrong support is given, or that support, you are over dependent on that support, or that support is not tailor-made for you, eventually it may actually cause harm. But it's about being humble to accept the support. Hence why I'm so grateful to Graziosi that is giving me the support to go for the last 7 days. Even though this is something I've done for decades, but to be able to scale what I'm doing onto these new platforms or onto new projects and getting people along is something that I really needed some support with, and this has been very helpful. And don't forget, you can still see 3 year, for example, is still having, depending on his age, that support all the way to the very top. You can also see here that it's quite windy, so depending on weather conditions, some support may be needed. So it's totally perfect to be able to grow with some support around. Ask for that support if it doesn't come around naturally where you are, or generically, should I say, where you are, but learn from nature. There's no shame about having that support all the way to when you're actually growing, get to a certain stage, and so on and so forth. Because what's the end result? End of the day, we all want to be able to and grow as big and as straight as this tree. And the reason why it's important is not just about you. Everything that we do also interconnected. No human is an island. So if you're not dealing with your trauma, you're not dealing with your challenges, you're not dealing with things that has happened to you, and you're not getting the right support, then obviously you're going to pass on part of your challenge, part of your trauma, and create a generational trauma, generational knockback, which in the end affects a lot of things as well. So it is useful, it is worth it. Humility, get the support that is needed. Even the biggest tree in the world started off with some support around. Good people, I'm absolutely delighted to have done this for 7 days, spurred on by Thrive 2025, and I want to continue for a good while as well. So hopefully you'll be seeing more of me. I'll be sharing a lot more with you, different series, not just the Inspiration by Nature series, but I'll be bringing you more. Also follow my radio show on radiocardiff.org. It's every Friday from 1 to 3 p.m. It's a Human Paradox show where I bring you the best stories of humans' resilience, growth, and success. Peace.